Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade!
Welcome to the Capitalist Death Parade with your hosts Joy Marie Mann and Josh Radio Hedge, a podcast where we discuss the dystopian hellscape of capitalism that we call home. Hey everybody, it's Josh Radio Hedge.
And Joy Marie Mann.
Hey, how you doing over there? Oh,
Mr.
I won't lie. Whenever I hear his name, I want to be like, Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley, my baby boy. He is deaf. So he's getting pretty good with sign language. He's 1 year old. We adopted him at 6 months. And he's a very bad boy with potty training, but he's really fucking cute. So, hello, Mr. Furley. Mr. Furley. Aww.
So how's your week been going there, Joy?
What's that?
How's your week been?
For those who don't know, my mom is in hospice and I've been taking care of her. So I've been kind of crashing on her couch and taking care of her best I can. So it's been rough, to say the least. So that's kind of consumed, my life the past few months. And if I may, just some advice to comrades out there: do as much as you can before you get in any kind of situation like this, because the paperwork aspect and the power of attorney aspect and the trying to get on all the waivers and forms and applications, and it's been like 2 full-time jobs trying to handle this, plus taking care of her physically. So yeah, my word of advice is, even if your parents are 50 years old, I don't care, do it now, because it's so much easier, and I regret it so much. It would have been a lot easier. So anyway, that is my word of advice, and we're going to move on to also some more depressing things. So I'm going to stop that one right now. Who do we have in the chat? I can't see who's in here or what they're saying.
We got Anarchy is Communism's Ultimate Form. We've got Gretel hanging out in here. And they're all just saying hello to your adorable dog.
Mr. Furley. Who knows? Gretel, you can't say, because you know Mr. Furley. You've met him in person. Who knows what Mr. Furley, where the name comes from?
I don't. Give me.
You don't?
I thought I did, but maybe I don't.
It's from Three's Company.
Oh, the neighbor.
Landlord.
Oh,
Mr.
that's right.
Furley.
Yeah, he's the landlord. Okay, that's right. I knew the name. I was like, where do I know this?
That's one of the greatest shows ever, people. Well, we have so much to get to, as usual. Another clusterfuck of a week, of a day, of an hour. So what do you want to start with, Josh?
I want to jump in with what I think is some of the latest news that just dropped hours ago today, which is the more on the Ghislaine Maxwell
You
scandal.
always say it wrong. It's Ghislaine.
I know it's pronounced Ghislaine, but I prefer Ghislaine because I disrespect her. So
don't get my channel taken down, dude.
I'm just saying, man, Ghislaine is her name for me to the day I die. I don't care what anyone else says. She's not earned my respect yet.
Yet?
Well, who knows? Now that she's getting out, did you hear all the good news? Let's throw it up. I put it up for you here.
Oh, I heard about it. I've been in the bathroom barfing all day.
No doubt. Let's jump in right to the headline, y'all. Ghislaine Maxwell gets green light to leave prison for work, leaks docs show. Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted child trafficker and longtime associate of Jeffrey, has been cleared to leave prison on work release, according to newly obtained records. Podcast host Allison Gill uncovered internal prison documents showing that Maxwell was approved for an out custody level, a classification that allows her to leave the minimum security federal prison in Texas, where she is serving her sentence. Maxwell, who was convicted in 2021 for grooming and trafficking underage girls for Jeffrey, is officially considered a danger to the public. The records show she was assigned the highest base security score because of her status as an SO or an offender. And despite that, resulting in a minimum security level, BOP policy does not allow people with that offender past to serve their sentences in minimum security facilities. Someone has to waive that requirement, making that move. So, yeah, it definitely looks like someone not only waived her status as an offender of kids, so that she could get into the minimum facility. But now it appears they're trying to basically give her the Jeffrey sweetheart deal of, by being work release, she can just leave whenever she wants, like 6 days a week, and then just come back at night to sleep in the Club Fed. But she gets to go where she wants, do what she wants. And this is instead of a pardon, because a pardon doesn't look so great for Mr. Trump. But this, on the other hand, maybe he can argue, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Joy? It feels to me like this is the in lieu of a pardon, because she's basically getting a pardon.
I mean, you know, as someone who's done many shows on Jeffrey, like full shows, investigative journalist shows. When I did my true crime show, Chasing Shadows, we did a 12-part series, and you know, I've done many, whereas, you know, we came up with, you know, we found documents showing he was in the CIA, all these things. One of the things that this reminds me of is the fact that he was on work release. He was in a low security jail cell, and he was in work release for 18 hours a day. Now, what was work release for him? It was not a job that the prison gave him. It was going to his flat and doing whatever he wants to do for business, no supervision. And yes, there is proof that young girls were escorted in and out all throughout the day, every day he was there. So this is no different whatsoever. You know, it's not surprising at all. It's gross, but it's not surprising.
I mean, I don't know. It is to me, because, like, I feel like the core of the justice system is much like most religions. It's based entirely in people's faith therein. And what I mean is if people no longer have faith in the justice system has no teeth. It has no, why would you fear a justice system that literally lets out the only person being held accountable for 1,000 victimized young girls? Like, why would you respect that system? So that system requires us to respect it, and they're destroying it right now in front of us. So I am surprised, because it defeats their own authoritarian concept of law and order. You know, like, there's no law and order.
Them. We have no justice system. There is no justice. This is an injustice system.
True.
My book, just released last month, Temujin Kensu, wrongful conviction. Okay, he's been in prison almost 40 years and counting, even though proven innocent. Read my book. There is no fucking justice. There is, you're rich and you're famous, you're going to get away with shit. That's what it comes down to. This man has almost 40 years in prison, has never gotten in trouble for a damn thing. They won't give him work release. Why? He's not fucking violent. Why?
Well, he didn't have 1,000 victims, so if he'd had more victims, maybe.
But he's also fucking poor. That's why.
Yes.
So it's like, I mean, people make these posts where they're like, jail all the rich people and all the politicians. First of all, it's never going to happen. Second of all, if it did, this is what jail would look like. This right here. This is what it would look like. Oh, you can go out during the day and you can do all the things you want to do. Hey, go shopping and stuff like that. It's not, there is no penance for people like her. This is, in Jeffrey, they were sneaking him certain foods. They gave him an entire wing to himself. Literally, an entire fucking wing.
To himself and the occasional random orange blob.
Yeah. Yes. That little orb thing walking by, whatever that was.
That seemed to unalive him somehow. Who knows? All right, I'm going to pull up this next one here because I feel like this is the answer. Tom Joad wrote, Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked girls. Now she gets work release. This isn't justice. It's a reward. She's not reformed. She's rehearsing her comeback. The system that let Jeffrey off the hook is doing it again. The survivors get silence. She gets a job. This isn't a mistake. It's how power works.
Of course.
Yeah. I just wanted to share that because I really felt like, that really nails it. This is not a giant bunch of coincidence. This is what you do with power. And right now she's exerting her power and they're acquiescing to her and giving her what she wants, which is her freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only hope I have, the only little bit of hope is that the world knows who she is now. So I'm hoping that she cannot get as many victims, but she shouldn't be able to get any. That's the point.
Yep. So I didn't go too much deeper than that in the jizz lane this week, but I did want to jump one other quick topic before we jump into yours, and we'll go from there. So I don't know if you're following all the awful announcements that our orange dictator dropped on Monday, but among them are his plans to deal with the homeless in DC. And this is, of course, something that he intends to roll out nationwide. So I want to read a little bit of this article. Fines, jail time possible for those who don't comply with DC encampment cleanup. As President Donald Trump vows to rid DC of homeless encampments, individuals who do not comply could be subject to fines or jail time, Press House Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said, referencing DC laws. For far too long, these laws have been completely ignored, and the homelessness problem has ravaged the city, she said during Tuesday's briefing. Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, offered addiction and mental health services, or if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or jail time. So there you go, guys. If you're homeless, don't worry. You're going to get the option of forced medical imprisonment or literal forced imprisonment. This is basically your options. So yes, criminalized body. Yes, I don't know. I don't know, like I work with these folks every weekend. So the idea that we're going to make their lives harder, they're already have the hardest lives in America. I don't know.
Your mic is actually pretty jacked up. Can you go out and come back in? You've been cutting out.
Take over for a moment.
But yeah, I mean, I'm in Harrisburg, PA area, and they are doing the same exact thing with the encampment. They're saying they're going to move them and they're going to put in shelters and stuff. Now, each area / state is different, But I know, there are places in many states who the shelters are so overrun that you cannot stay more than 2 nights. So you stay 2 nights, you get, 3 hots and a cot, and 2 nights later you have to go back out on the street. So this is like not even a short-term band-aid. This is just a rotating, service of, here, take these breadcrumbs now, and then go back to what you're dealing with. Also, one of the things that's really frustrating is, I'll never forget when we can't say the word because my channel will get taken down, but when the whole like jab thing started in 19, I will never forget how New York City was putting people up in hotels to quarantine them. New York City spent literally millions of dollars to put people up in quarantine in hotels. And you're telling me you could not take that money and build shelters? Like, you're really saying that? That's your fucking priority? Really? We can do it. We just don't.
For me, it's just I feel like, I don't know, a good reference point. I don't know if any of y'all watched it again recently. Watch it again when you get a chance. But Soylent Green is a fantastic example because it's literally about how can we process the poor into cash for us. Mm-hmm. And that's what this whole thing is. Like they're trying to literally criminalize homelessness, build detention centers that will ultimately become labor camps, because don't forget, we still got that amendment that says slavery is abolished, except for punishment of crime. And if they criminalize poverty, that's what this is going to be. It's going to be work camps for basically everyone that isn't in the chosen groups. And I don't know, man. I hate this stuff because it's like, folks, again, like the trans community, the houseless, immigrants. These are just the first frogs that get boiled in the pot, but we're all in this freaking pot.
I mean, he legit, for the first time in American history, he called out the fucking National Guard in DC.
Yep. And it's the first time that a National Guard has been deployed against the will of the sitting government since like the 1960s with like, segregating schools, where they literally just had to have the guard out there to make sure that the racists didn't beat the children. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. This is wild times. Wild times.
It is. Really.
Will you throw the next one up for me? This is the next step of it. So, Pentagon plan would create standing military force to put down civil unrest. Internal documents obtained by the Washington Post reported on Tuesday reveal a secret Pentagon plan by the Trump administration to create a standing force of military personnel that could be rapidly deployed to U.S. cities or communities to quell public protests or any situation that President Donald Trump deems domestic civil unrest. The proposal to create what it dubs a domestic civil disturbance quick reaction force, which evidence shows has been under serious consideration by the administration over recent months, would utilize existing statute, including invocation of Title 32, to authorize the deployment of specialized National Guard units anywhere in the country within hours.
So my first question is, where are all these No Kings people? Because it sure as hell seems like it was another one day and done type shitlib thing. Where the fuck are they?
I think they're watching all these shows of forces and they're getting frightened back into their holes. I don't know, man. This shit is terrifying. like multi-hour strike forces that can get you anywhere in the US of military. What happened to small government, Republicans? Remember small government?
Well, the one kind of good thing is Trump is losing so many of his supporters for a number of reasons. And that is good, but he is still, let's say, they're going to take my channel down if I say this. Okay, how can I say this? Let's say something happened and he wasn't president anymore. Could be anything. Maybe he didn't feel like being president anymore. We'll say that's
Let's say Kenkel explosion. Anything could happen.
Be whatever. So let's say, do we not think people in his administration would be the same? Or because it's really fucking weird because some of them, I don't know. I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know.
I got to tell you, I believe that the moment that Trump isn't, I think that whoever steps in, obviously it's probably going to be Vance, but then it's going to be a whole shift up of like who the power structure is. But I think, this is my prediction here, put on my prediction hat. I think the Democrats would be like, well, we need to work with this new administration and reach across like as if it isn't the exact same administration.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Chris Cuomo, who's working with Trump. You hear about that one?
What about what now?
Chris Cuomo is working with Trump.
Oh, yeah. Can you believe this?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Well, he's already running independent, which Bernie's not a Democrat. You know, it's just like, okay, whatever. And I interviewed Lindsey Boylan, and she's fucking awesome. And I believe her and every other woman that called out Chris Cuomo. He is such a fucking pig. And he also killed over 100,000 elderly people. So first of all, why does somebody resign in disgrace and then get to run again? I don't understand this shit. I don't fucking understand this shit.
Well, if you look at Trump, he was able to basically attempt a coup and then get to run again and then get to just shirk off ever having any sort of accountability for it. So Cuomo was like,
I find different because people voted for him. That's different.
Yeah, it's true. Cuomo doesn't have any of them, any voters.
He's, you know, but you know what? I'm going to be straight up and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but oh my fucking God, what is his name? Zohan
Mamdani.
Yes, Mamdani. Today, he came out with a video laughing and hugging Snake Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. Done. I am done. Hell
no, I'm not done with
no.
it yet.
Hell fucking no. Hell no. First of all, I wouldn't have voted for his ass anyway because he's a Democrat. I'm not in New York, so it doesn't matter anyway. But it was that. Then it was, yes, there should be a 2-state solution. Nope. Then it was, we need more money for cops in New York. Nope. Then it was him sharing posts about AOC being like, you know, an ally. And now it's with fucking racist ass cheering for fucking BB, cheering for, okay, he calls himself Democratic Socialist. But do you not remember when she stood up clapping for Trump when he said socialism will not be coming to America? Because she stood up and gave a standing ovation. And I also remember her refusing to say genocide, voting for military budgets, like lying about her, you know, her ethnicity and insulting an entire indigenous community. Really?
And,
her?
And don't forget, stayed in the race even after losing her own home state to third place. Stayed in the race to steal just enough votes from Bernie to help Biden win.
And then lied about him being sexist, which was so fucking pathetic.
By the way, the billionaire that backed Elizabeth Warren in that race and gave her the money to stay in, a Republican. Hey, but we're all just friends at the end of the day, we're friends.
I am capitalist to my bones. Whatever. Her Mima or whatever the fuck she calls her. Mima. She says, my Mima told me I'm Native American because I have really high cheekbones. Bitch, shut the fuck up. She is the one person that I just fucking. So they were literally snuggling up on each other like and laughing like fucking.
And he cried. He cried.
Well, that was, that wasn't. That was him being sarcastic. That wasn't. He didn't really cry. If you watch,
I saw it here, but maybe it was something else.
No, he said that he was being sarcastic, but that's not why he cried. He was trying to hold in a sneeze.
Oh, okay.
So he was saying that, facetiously, but gross. Fucking gross.
I'm not willing to throw him out just yet because I still want to hope. Well, here's the thing. I want to believe that this dude has
stop with the I want to believe, Josh.
Okay, hold on. I would like to hope that he intends to use these clowns the same way they intend to use him. You know what I'm saying? Like put on a good face with them and then pull the rug on them. That's what I would do, but I don't know.
No,
that's my hope.
People are way more who they are when they're campaigning, and then they change when they're inside. He's changing before he would even win. He's like straight up, I won my primary. Now I'm going to say that, yes, Israel deserves the right to exist. Okay. What? And things like that. And he's already like, no. It's all this shit comes down to a lesser evil bullshit. Well, he's better than Cuomo. So am I. Who the fuck cares? Cool, he's better than. That's a really fucking low bar.
Okay. But let's go on the other side of this, arguing as devil's advocate here. Let's go for his policies. He's still pushing for some pretty awesome things like rent freezes, like subsidizing rent, like building more housing, more shelters. I mean, I don't know. I believe that his policies are still what the discussion need to be about, even though I don't necessarily trust him because of the people that he's allying himself with. But his policies, I still think, are the best damn policies that are being put out, at least on a public face within the party.
Okay, so let's talk about this. If he believed these things, why would people like Snake Warren endorse him when she does not support these things? Do you think she really believes he is strident in these beliefs, that he is hardcore with these, that he will absolutely stick to them and implement them? You really think that? Because remember, people, I'm in Pennsylvania and I fucking yelled at people for 6 years that Fetterman was trash. And they kept saying, oh no, he's great. He's progressive and he's a leftist and all this shit. And I kept saying, y'all don't fucking know. You need to listen to Pennsylvanians. And fucking Biden was campaigning for him and doing fucking, benefits for him and stuff like that. And people were like, well, he has to take it because he needs to get in. And then when he's in, he can be more left and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's the same kind of fucking shit now. Yeah, he's better. So what? He's running as a Democrat. Who gives a fuck? If he was running as an independent or running as a green, I would believe what he said a hell of a lot more.
Fair. I've just got this vibe that if he is at least pushing proper policy, and we can now insert that into, like, he'll go on a news show while everybody's like, capitalism is great. And the other side's like, and we're super abundant and that's great. And he's like, well, actually we aren't. Actually, here's these things. Here's what we need. Even if he's a liar and he's not intending to do these things, I think these are the things that should be in the public discourse. So again, I'm
going to ask you to watch when I had AOC on my show.
Okay.
Watch the shit she said during my interview and tell me if that's who she is.
No,
because we've heard this shit before. He is not any different. He's not. I mean, is it fucking awesome to have someone who is a person of color stating the fact that we are going through a genocide? Absolutely. Absolutely. And do I support him in his, in the fact that he is getting railed by every fucking racist in the world? Yes, I will always have his back. When people are like, when Zios are saying racist shit or anti-Muslim shit, yes, I will absolutely have his back, hands down. As far as voting for him, that is a very different situation.
Yeah.
And as a campaign, no.
Yeah. Maybe he can turn it around. I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this. What do you think about the Democrats' strategy of being almost in lockstep against him? See, for me, I see this Elizabeth Warren thing as her seeing an opportunity and being like, well, if the party's not going to go with this guy who's a freaking dynamo right now, I'll tie myself to that wagon. I'll get some of that star power. Why not? Because, obviously, if the Democratic machinery had said, this is the guy, then they'd all be in lockstep. But right now, every single time one of them's asked about, hey, do you back Mamdani? They're like, I don't really care about other races in other states. I only care about my own state right now. It's like, since when do Democrats not support other Democrats? So it is a weird time to watch politically. It's very, very dramatic.
She can benefit from this. He cannot.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Well put. She's benefiting. He is not. Very well said. Well, do you want to jump to your topic number 1?
Where is it?
Right there. We got it. Let's do it.
What are you filming?
What am I filming?
Yes.
I'm filming a video.
Well, one could assume.
There you go.
On what?
On. Wow. Yes, of course you can.
Yes.
So what I do is I stress test our First Amendment right to the freedom of press in public.
Uh-huh. Would you like to elaborate?
What part didn't you understand?
Well, you say freedom of press, so that means I assume that you're reporting on something. What's your topic?
Right, there you go. This is it. The freedom of press.
You don't have a specific topic?
No, I just told you. So do you support our freedom of press?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Well, that's what I'm here to figure out.
How do you figure that out? By filming people driving in and out? I'm super curious.
Well, I see if people like yourself or business owners or police around the area, I see if they respect our First Amendment right to the freedom of press in public.
Okay. By what? By filming?
Look, I can explain it to you. I just can't understand it for you. I don't know how many different ways you want me to put it for you, or what part you're really misunderstanding here. I don't see where the disconnect is.
Sure. I'm curious. I want to know more about how your actions are helping to advance that.
How my actions are helping to advance that?
Yeah. So if you're reporting as the press, are you reporting for a website, a newspaper,
social media, all of it, social media.
Yep. So you're saying that basically anything posted on social media counts as press.
There you go. That's called stories disseminating it to the public.
Okay.
Yeah, that's called press.
Are there other sort of points you're trying to make? I'm looking for more specific information on what you're trying to achieve.
Well, this is
a big supporter of the.
All right. Well, that's what we love to hear. That's what I'm out here doing.
I understand. But just the fact that somebody comes up and asks and says, yes, I support what you're doing is what you're attempting to achieve?
Well, yes. Yeah, because if you don't exercise your rights, you lose them. Your rights are like muscles.
I'm aware. Okay. I guess I'm wondering, like, you don't have anything more specific? You're just going around filming to see if anybody asks why you're filming?
No, I told you look, I'll explain it one more time very slowly.
Sure.
So what I do is I go around various public places and I stress test the First Amendment right to record in public.
What do you mean by stress test?
I see how people react. I see if they respect my First Amendment right to the freedom of press. See if they believe their feelings override my rights. See if they think if my rights end where their feelings begin.
Okay. I might be misunderstanding, but so it sounds to me like you're saying what you do is go to a place and film people to see if they get upset about you filming them?
If that's what you think I just said, then there you go. That's perfect.
If that's what I think you just said.
There you go.
What you believe? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I look, I don't know if you were listening to the part where I told you I was going to explain it one last time, very, very slowly.
I'm listening.
But so that was it. That was the last time.
You haven't explained.
No, I have.
The freedom of press means.
I have like 3 times, actually.
Yeah, you said you go out and stress test the freedom of press.
There you go. Brilliant. Do you support our freedom of press?
What does that mean? Define stress test.
I see how people react.
That's not a stress test.
Okay, what would you call it?
Usually a stress test is when you put something under various conditions to see
if they break or if they do not break, right?
Right. So what would breaking entail in this case?
What do you mean what would breaking entail?
What is it? How do you know if it breaks or doesn't break? What are you measuring?
Well, I've been arrested before. I've had people come up and want to fight me before. Things like that. And I have very nice people coming up to me every single day. So I get and I also test the Hawthorne effect in real time, which is the theory that people act differently when they're being recorded.
Yes. Okay. So the emotional output of the humans that you're filming is your test results.
There you go.
Okay. I'm looking for more specific information because I feel like you're giving me
that's what I was trying to understand where the disconnect was so I could give you more information, okay, so but I wasn't really
so
I wasn't really understanding.
Emotional reaction to
I wouldn't call it so much a metric, it just happens to be a circumstance.
But it's using what you're measuring. That's what you said you're using to measure your results, right?
Oh my God.
Dude, Queen, I fucking love you, whoever the fuck you are. That guy needs to be... What the fuck? That is the most arrogant piece of shit. Holy crap. First of all, you're not pressed just because you go online. Like,
yeah.
I've done my show for 8 years. I've interviewed hundreds of people. That's the only reason I'm comfortable having a press pass. Dude gets up in people's face and calls them press. What the fuck are you even talking about? Second of all, what you're doing is you're filming people without their consent. And then you're getting mad and you're saying, well, you don't support freedom of the press. That could be true for some people, but some people are just pissed because you're fucking filming them because they're walking to their fucking car, which is invasive as fuck. Yeah. And you deserve to be bitched out if someone's not comfortable with that. Like, fuck you, dude. Dude, that dude is the most arrogant fucking twat waffle. Holy shit. This girl schooled him.
I can't see his face, but I can hear his voice, and his voice tells me that his face is the most punchable in the universe.
Oh my God, I can see his face. Like, I picture I picture him looking like a total jock, but like he's looking for conflict. It is so fucking obvious. He's like, I can't understand it for you. Like, he wasn't down to have a conversation.
He was there to troll people. He was trolling, just live trolling.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Joy. I'm stress testing the First Amendment. I'm doing it right now. I'm stress testing the First Amendment. What do you think about that, huh? Do you like the First Amendment?
If he came up to me, see, now I would be thinking the things this woman was saying, but I wouldn't have been that classy. I would have been like, get the fuck out of my face. I would have lost it.
I would have been like, hold my beer, smash. No.
Because like I go to events all the time. I go to Actions. I've gone to Actions for years. Sometimes people will say, please don't get my face on camera. Absolutely. Totally cool. Does that mean they're not supportive of freedom of the press? No, it means they don't want to be on fucking camera.
You have a right to not be harassed, you know? I got to tell you this one quick story just because it's so silly. So in my town, we've got some pretty, some pretty nutty folks. And we had this guy who at the farmer's market, he was running his booth. And the guy, somebody had like a drone camera and they were filming all the booths. Now, here's the thing. I totally get where everyone is coming in this. From the guy doing the drone, he's like, oh, I just want to film all the booths because it looks cool. But this dude's like, hey, I'm just trying to run my business here. And suddenly there's a flying robot in my face filming me without my consent. And so he literally chases the robot down and smashes it like a caveman. Then the police show up and you've got all these arguing parties. The guy's like, he broke my drone. And the other guy's like, he filmed me without my consent. And it was just such a wild scene. It was a beautiful thing to witness.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
He ninja'd that drone right out of the air with like a freaking pole. It was just incredible. It was great stuff.
Wow.
That's great.
That's hilarious.
Well, we can jump to your next one.
I just wanted to share this because this guy, I don't know who he is, thankfully, so I can't like go at him. But I don't know who she is, but she kicks ass.
Yeah, if I could make a voodoo doll of his voice and torture it, I would. So
this is how I picture him. I picture him dirty blonde hair, camo pants, black beater, like a wife beater, but black. And what kind of shoes? Probably combat boots. He's like, yeah, I'm against the man. And probably a visor. Probably likes Hootie and the Blowfish, but says he likes things like, he listens to Limp Bizkit, but says he likes things like, Exploited and stuff like that.
No, let the man enjoy his Hootie. Let her cry.
Oh my God.
All right, we're going to jump to your next topic here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, what do you mean? Wait, that's for me? Oh my God! You finally get started.
You were posing for a picture thinking
oh my! Oh my God!
So the person who posted said she's crying. This is how some Westerners, i.e. Americans, think. This is what touches them. A spoiled fucking brat, a rich little girl getting a car worth the amount of money that probably most of us combined don't make in a year, and screaming, and and it made this person cry. That's very sad.
That's capitalism. We've literally been programmed to believe that the more obscene amount of money you throw, the better you are of a person. So yeah, he's basically.
I don't think it's just capitalism. I think it's like a mental disorder. I do. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to be like, ableist or anything. Like, I literally think that there's some kind of psychoanalysis that needs to be done with thinking that these things are worth getting emotional about and worth identifying with over things that are actually happening that matter. This is sad. It's sad. I wouldn't have even watched the video if I didn't see this person's, the comment. But I was just like, this is so sad. And then all the people who liked it, sad.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just find it all very it's disappointing. It's not what should move you. What should move you is, hey, for your birthday, I donated $100,000 to a charity, and look at what we did. Like that. If you did that for your child in their name, that would get me. You spend a bunch of money on luxury, that doesn't mean anything.
Or I bought you this average car, and then I also bought 5 underprivileged people who can't get to work a car as well. Like,
yeah,
cool. How about that? Awesome.
Yeah, I really would love to see people focusing way, 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 way less on our weird consumerist obsession. I was going to say lifestyle, but that doesn't even that sounds healthy. It's not a lifestyle, it's an obsession.
Yeah.
Well, we'll jump to your next one here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's ride.
I also want to add that watching a genocide in 4K on your fucking phone and then seeing photos and videos of starving fucking children and just people in general to the point where you can see their bones, and you're seeing videos of huge crowds of people in line, huge crowds being shot at with live ammunition, and watching people get killed as they're trying to receive aid, and then continuing on with your day. That shit is not fucking normal, bro. It's not. And it's not healthy. Like, I see that shit on my phone, and sometimes it gets to me and makes me break down. And then I get a phone call from my friend, like, hey, let's go eat. Like, I can't disassociate. Like, that should be staying with me mad heavy, bro. Right? So I think, like, I can never honestly forgive the Muslim leaders. And sorry, hold on. I can honestly never forgive Muslim leaders. Egypt, fuck you. Jordan, fuck you. The shit that you let through your fucking airspace, fuck you. Saudi Arabia, fuck you for so much shit. You are not a fucking Muslim country or nation. I swear to God that you have fucking tainted Islam. Qatar, fuck you. Fuck all the Arab fucking Gulf states, bro. I'll fucking never forget these leaders. Even Turkey, bro. For all the shit Erdogan talks, they're not about action. Like, fuck everybody, I swear to God, who turned their back on Gaza and the people of Palestine and fucking in Sudan. Fuck all those people, bro. Those are not fucking Muslim nations and countries.
I can't remember a time I wanted to jump through my phone and embrace someone so bad. Like, I fucking feel this shit. Like, and it takes, things like Instagram and TikTok and stuff, they've become so, popular throughout the years. And there's millions of people, who post whatever is on their mind or whatever they're doing. But I don't think people realize how difficult it is to be this vulnerable. I remember the first time I cried on camera, and it was like fucking PTSD. Like, it was like, I was just like, oh my God, I feel like I should remove this. I've never felt so like naked and so vulnerable. And it was, I mean, I totally fucking get this. Like, I love whoever this is. He's beautiful and amazing, and he's strong as fuck.
Yeah, watching that, it even just kind of triggered a little something in me, because like I had an experience just a couple weeks ago where I was at the grocery store at a supermarket, and I realized I was having like a PTSD, like anxiety attack just in the middle of a store because of the shit I was seeing in the store. Like I remember at one point I saw a big display full of flat screen TVs in boxes, and somebody had like dropped a jar of like pasta sauce or salsa, and it was just this big fan spray of red all over these boxes. And I suddenly felt like I'm looking at like blood spatter from like a tent bombing, and like immediately I'm crying in the middle of a store, and I'm just trying to like buy some stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, it's weird. And again, I'm just the most privileged motherfucker on earth who's just witnessing this stuff. So I feel for this guy a lot. I really do. I'm with you. I'm hugging you from all the way over here in Oregon, man.
I saw this gentleman who was I'm not sure what kind of psychologist he was. He was a doctor of some kind. And he did this very concise TikTok video about how there is such a thing as PTSD by proxy, that it's not just those experiencing it in Palestine like firsthand. It is those of us watching these videos and staring at these pictures day in and day out. We are empaths. We are feeling completely hopeless, and we are desperate to help, to do something, to do anything, but constantly feeling like there's nothing we can do. And he said that is PTSD by proxy. It's like we're not experiencing firsthand, but we are experiencing the witnessing of it, which is also very psychologically traumatic. And yeah. I know when I was finishing my book last month, I was hardly on Twitter. I mean, I would go like 2 days without being on it at all. And my mental health was so much fucking better. So much better. It really was, because I wasn't looking at those photos and videos nonstop. They were in my mind. They didn't leave me. They were still in the back as I was finishing my book, but I wasn't viewing them nonstop. And it did change my mental health. And of course, after my book was published, I got back on and everything. But it was like during that reprieve, I really noticed just what a difference it made not to be seeing those things.
Yeah, for sure. Let's pull the next one here.
Do you know what Zionists hate the most? Jewish people speaking out against the genocide in Gaza. They call it self-hate, but I call it integrity. Because not all Jews are Zionists, and not all Zionists are Jews. Judaism is a religion, a culture, and a community. Zionism is a political ideology. One's about faith, family, and ethics, and the other one's about power, land, and ethno-nationalism. Conflating the two is political weaponization. It's what the Zionists want. They try to use it to silence Jewish voices, those that say what's happening in Gaza is wrong. It hurts Palestinians, it hurts Jews, and it hurts the truth.
Period.
Yeah, well put. Well put. So I'll read this one. Yeah, oh man. It says they took Anas al-Sharif from Suppressed News. Breaking: Israeli occupation aircraft bombed the gate of Al-Shifa Medical Complex in Gaza City, hitting Al Jazeera journalist's tent outside the hospital. The strike directly targeted and assassinated journalist Anas al-Sharif and journalist Mohammed Quraika. So,
they're at, I want to say it's 193 journalists they've unalived at this point.
It's so their estimates I've seen from 186 up to 240 something. I've been trying to verify it myself because I've been building a graphic. I didn't get it completed for tonight, but let me see if I can pull it up real fast, just because I really I'll at least pull up the facts, the figure of it real fast. Here we go. So listen to this. This is the figure that I got, and then later I was looking and figured it could even be higher, but it says 186 journalists have been unalived for telling the truth in Gaza. Think about this. More journalists have been unalived in Israel's genocide against Gaza than in World War I, 2 journalists unalived. World War II, 67 journalists unalived, and Vietnam, 68 journalists unalived, all combined. World War I, II, and Vietnam combined, less journalists unalived than just in this little Gaza Strip. Yeah. So.
Remember when it was over a year ago, remember when the terrorist state of Israel took over Al Jazeera, their office, and shut it down?
Yeah,
they took all their computers and shut down their office. Literally illegal to do, but they did it because reporting on the truth is fucking scary. And even if videos and pictures stopped happening today, like, we fucking know. We know. You can stop that shit today. Doesn't matter. We know every fucking thing that's gone on.
Yeah, it's all just happening right in front of us, and we all just get to, like you said, we get to witness it, but there's nothing we can do to stop it. Like, we can't. It's like if there were like periscope screens in every gas chamber, and they'd be like, hey, be a witness to the eradication of a people. You know that there's nothing you can do but witness. That's what it feels like. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, we got another video we'll pull up here.
Everybody needs to know what America is doing to Ireland, because just 6 hours ago, things escalated even more. Just a few weeks ago, I talked about how Ireland is voting on legislation to criminalize engaging in financial transactions with illegal Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank. At the time, just a couple weeks ago, U.S. politicians started threatening Ireland about this on X. Well, now, just a couple hours ago, Ireland stated they're moving forward with the legislation, regardless of the threats from the United States. The reason this is such a big deal is because Israel is terrified of this happening. Israel is worried that if Ireland passes this legislation, then other EU countries might also begin to pass this legislation. Building settlements, colonization, it's a business enterprise. If it's not financially feasible, Israel can't do it. Now, this is where things have escalated. This week, 25 US congressmen flew to Israel. AIPAC paid for every single one of those trips. It was 25 Republicans. Next week, it's going to be about 20 Democrats. While they're in Israel right now, these congressmen, at Netanyahu's request, are urging the Treasury Secretary to investigate and take action against Ireland for boycotting Israeli settlements. The US government wants to take action against Ireland, which is a US ally, because Ireland wants to end trade with Israeli settlements in the West Bank that are illegal by international law. People need to understand that regardless of how much the United States defends Israel, the EU does have the power to enforce a two-state solution because of the fact that the EU is Israel's #1 trading partner. If all of the EU banned trade with Israel to impose a two-state solution, Israel would eventually have to capitulate because it couldn't handle the financial sanctions against it. That's why they can't have Ireland start a domino effect that could cause other EU countries to do the same thing.
So cool.
Yeah. It's so rad when, well, first of all, I want to go back to Ireland so bad because I love the Irish people so much. especially now more than ever. But it's, well, except a few of them we're going to talk about. But, you know, every time, you know, we talk about, like, every time I see posts like, you know, Netherlands said blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but we're still sending bombs and money. Like, it's just disappointing. Like, it's heartbreaking every fucking time. Like, here's another country doing what's right, and it's so not us. Never.
Yep. Well, speaking of those lads in the Irish Isles, you want to talk about them?
No, just read the article, and then you can go directly into my comments about the article.
I'll do it. U2 released statements on Israel and Gaza. The members of U2, Bono, The Edge, Adam Clayton, and Larry Mullen Jr., have each released their own individual statements on Israel's ongoing starvation of the Gaza Strip. The statements were shared on the band's Instagram and website, along with the following joint message: everyone has long been horrified by what is unfolding in Gaza, but the blocking of humanitarian aid and now plans for a military takeover of Gaza City has taken the conflict into uncharted territory. We're not experts in the politics of the region, but we want our audience to know where we stand. Bono began his statement by reflecting on the October 7th, 2023 attacks against Israel by Hamas, the Palestinian Islamist group that governs the Gaza Strip. He discussed this work as one of his one organization, which combats HIV, AIDS, and extreme poverty in Africa, before acknowledging that there is no hierarchy to such things. When the loss of non-combatant life in mass appears so calculated, especially the deaths of children, then evil is not a hyperbolic adjective, he wrote. In the sacred texts of Jew, Christian, and Muslim, it is an evil that must be resisted. Bono went on to condemn former Hamas chairman Yahya Sinwar and and called the October 7th attacks a diabolical trap for Israel, and to get a war going that might just redraw the map from the river to the sea. He drew parallels to the 2015 terrorist attack at Paris Bataclan Theater, but I also understood that Hamas are not the Palestinian people, he added, a people who have for decades endured and continue to endure marginalization, oppression, occupation, and the systematic stealing of the land that is rightfully theirs. While he accused both Hamas and Israel of using starvation as a weapon of war, Bono clarified his belief that the government of Israel, led by Benjamin Netanyahu today, deserves our categorical and unequivocal condemnation. Bono concluded his note by avowing his belief in a two-state solution, affirming U2's solidarity with the people of Palestine who truly seek a path to peace and coexistence with Israel, and urging Israeli citizens to demand that humanitarian aid organizations are allowed into Gaza and the West Bank. The statements from Clayton, The Edge, and Mullen Jr. largely echoed Bono's.
You can stop there. It's just more bullshit. And then can you read my response?
Yes. Bono is racist, genocidal trash, as is the rest of U2. Pay attention to the word choices. Way more, we don't want people to starve than Israel is starving Gaza. The word conflict is a privileged racist way of downvoting the literal Holocaust the terrorist state of Israel is committing. Additionally, the continuous use of our fans instead of humanity exemplifies that this is all about them. Furthermore, never forget U2 playing benefit concerts in Israel to help them after October 7th, as if they needed any monetary help. When Bono and The Edge literally did a pathetic two-man protest against a Palestinian museum being opened, in which no one else showed up, saying this is about politics is a way to try to obfuscate responsibility, they are truly repugnant. And then you included the link to that article. Yeah.
So this was you know, and it's funny if you look at the comments, people are like pushing back on me, like, that's not fair. Dude, whatever. Okay, I said what I said, and I stand by it. Like, how many times does Boner say our fans, our fans, our fans? Bitch, shut the fuck up. You have no fans anymore. Like, you don't. First of all, you haven't had fans in decades because your music fucking sucks ass. But, you know, besides that, you know, when you protest, you know, a museum of, you know, a Palestinian museum going up and there's only 2 of you that show up, you may, and they're 2 people who are fucking famous and have won awards, and you're the only 2 who show up. That should tell you you're on the wrong fucking side of history. So now he wants to come out and say, first of all, conflict has the same reaction to me as saying access to healthcare. Like, it just makes me shiver. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not really, you know, that knowledgeable about politics. This is politics. Why is this politics? Stop saying it's politics. It's not. This is humanity. Do you agree with fucking unaliving over 500,000 people, or do you not? It's really not that difficult. This is not fucking politics. The only political thing about this is that our fucking politicians don't give a fuck and they keep it going. That's the only political thing. So the fact that now he wants to say, you know, the Palestinian people had their land taken and stuff. Where did you just learn this shit? Okay, because you've been fucking doing benefit concerts and speaking about all this shit for almost 2 years. And now you're trying to say their land was taken for many years. So did you just learn this, or where's this coming from?
And I want to point out the crazy hypocrisy of being like, oh yeah, their whole dang land was stolen, but then being like, oh, but we need a 2-state solution. And it's like, well, that doesn't sound fair, does it? You know, it's like, yes, we stole all your stuff, but now we need a way for us to get to keep your stuff. How can we work out to us not leaving and keeping all your stuff? Like, that's not equity. That's not fair. That is not them getting their land. If nothing else, it should be a Palestinian state that they allow them to live within. You know, I don't know.
It should be a 1-state solution.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, fact of the matter is, it was theirs. It's still theirs. It's just still physically not theirs because it's been occupied. And according to every fucking scholar with a brain and the UN and everyone else, occupied land is that. It is occupied. It is not theirs. So even a so-called 2-state solution, that will not solve anything, literally anything. You're going to draw a line in the sand and be like, oh, no, it's cool because it's 2 states. It's totally, you know, it's cool because everyone knows where that separation is. Really? You think they're going to take down all the barbed wire and all the fucking cameras and take away all the pew-pews of people standing there nonstop? Or do you think Palestinians are going to feel safe, like they can actually show a smile or show sadness without being unalived? You think everything is just going to change now that you say, okay, it's a 2-state solution? That terminology of saying it's a solution by making it 2 states is incredibly privileged and just uneducated, because by saying we'll put this in a 2-state solution, who's going to give people in Palestine housing? Who's going to give them hospitals? Who's going to give them mosques? Who's going to give them schools? Who's going to give them food? Who's going to give them water? Cool. There's a line now. There's a physical line. There already is one. That's the irony. Now what? Now it's a 2-state solution. So the terrorist state of Israel doesn't have to help with shit. They don't have to give them aid. Which they aren't anyway, but they don't have to do shit because now they are a separate entity.
And you know, it's crazy. They literally are required by law, international law, that if they are occupying people, they have to provide them the means to exist. They can't deny them like literal like food and water, and that's literally what they're doing. Where's the international order? Why is there no country literally stopping this? At least Ireland's doing like something. Everybody needs to jump in on this. I want to see every freaking nation on board. Oh my God.
I mean, there are dozens and dozens of nations saying if Bibi goes there, they will arrest him. But unfortunately, the US and the UK are too powerful.
Well, before we jump to your funny bit for the end, I have one that I thought was kind of like funny and good news, but I think I'm also severely jaded. So this might just be dark and sad, and I find it funny. So let's see. This article from Vice: money can't buy life. The richest Americans die earlier than the poorest Europeans. A new study from the New England Journal of Medicine found that Americans die earlier across all income levels compared to their European counterparts. What's especially funny is that America's 1%ers are getting outlived by Europe's poorest. The study, which examined 73,000 people between ages of 50 and 85 across both the United States and Europe, found that the Silicon Valley millionaire freak who biohacks his mitochondria or whatever is more likely to die early compared to some European dude who eats sausages for every meal. I just wanted to read that. It made I giggled real good at that. I'm like, oh my
I wonder
God.
if it's because they have single payer. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
It's just kind of wild. Just the idea that like even rich people still have to go through all the insane hoops. Even when you have good insurance, you still have to go through all these insane extra things.
They don't have insurance. They don't need it. It doesn't matter.
No, but I'm saying they pay for something to like cover everything. Like it's not insurance, but it's some sort of premium package plan. But even then, you still have to like go through red tape. To a point, like you said, if you pay the premium, there is no red tape. You just pay for your service on spot. But I don't know. It's nuts to think that the 1% are being outlived by the poorest Europeans. Wow. Please give us universal health care. Please, Democrats, do something. God damn it, do anything.
Your hope is just, wow. I wish I had even a fraction of that hope.
It's like childlike hope and wonder. I want to believe.
And hey, no expectations, no disappointments. I don't trust anyone. I don't care. I trust nobody.
You know, you're like a real life Daria, and I respect the hell out of you. I just want you to know.
I never watched that. I should watch it. Oh, no? What's the black-haired girl though? Because people told me
that's Jane.
I'm like that.
That's Jane. Jane, I can see you being Janish too. Yeah, but they're both just real sardonic and yeah, that's just is what it is, you know. And I'm with you. I'm just trying to put on a good face so that other people don't, unalive themselves. So.
Well, everybody, smash the like and smash subscribe, and we are going to show our funny, which for some reason, our funny the past like month and a half has just been Sammy. So I guess we're just going to have to call it like Sammy Says instead of a funny. I don't know, but he
just delivers so consistentally. So
he's an international treasure.
Truly.
Did you guys hear that Trump wants to cut disaster relief funding for people who boycott Israel? Because that's important. Donald Trump, 47th president and first on the Epstein list, put out a statement with FEMA, which is not short for female, I had to look it up, saying that any state that does not stop its residents from boycotting Israel will be denied disaster relief funds. So if you're not cool with families getting bombed, your family deserves a hurricane. And I don't know if you know about the United States, we got a lot of disasters. And they're all of a different vibe, On the west, natural disasters are hot and shaky. On the east, they're wet and twisty, which sounds like a prank you'd play on your friend. I'm gonna give you a wet and twisty, There was a tornado in the Midwest a few weeks ago. Do you see the footage of the aftermath? That place looked like it got hit by by Israel. You see the fires in LA earlier this year? That place looks like it met Israel. All natural disasters do the exact same damage as Israel, but for way cheaper. I'm just saying, buy domestic. You know, like, we send all this money to Israel for them to bomb other countries, but why not just invite those other countries to Oklahoma? The only difference between Israel and a tornado is that Congress doesn't keep voting for the tornado. And at some point, the tornado actually stops destroying homes. Now, if you accuse this joke of being anti-Semitic, it's actually the opposite, because I'm saying no one controls the weather. This FEMA statement said that boycotting Israel is anti-Semitic and a form of discrimination, but then it also said any state that participates in DEI will also be punished. It's like, bro, pick a personality. The craziest part is you can boycott American companies and not get punished. You can boycott McDonald's and the government's still going to be like, I'm loving it. But if you boycott Sabra hummus, you're living in a tent, just like you got hit from Israel. Because, you know, America third. Because China's like second. And we all know this is happening because Trump has to kiss up to Israel because Israel has the Epstein files. Israel has footage of Trump and Epstein with underage girls, aka FEMA's. Had to connect it somehow. They have straight up footage of him caught in 4K, probably 1080p with the technology they had back then. But that's why Trump is so obsessed with the boycott, because that boy caught. Our tax money is going to wars and genocides overseas that we don't want. And the government's trying to suppress us from boycotting. It's like, bro, you begging for a revolution? You want it, don't you? Just say it. We'll do it. I'll be your Sam Adams. I'll spill the tea. We got to get a straight up Gen Z revolution, dumping matcha into the lake. I don't think the government's aware. A revolution will this place up. We'll leave this place looking like it got hit by Israel. And we're going to need some relief for that.
Wow. Bro never misses. Never misses.
Right? Oh, we love you, Sammy. Not that you're watching, but, you know, we love you.
And you know who else we love? All of our awesome freaking viewers. You guys are freaking awesome. I don't know if I tell you enough. We love you.
Yes. I want to see over 30 likes and subscribers. Damn it. Let's go.
At least that many.
Well, if everyone does it. Well, no, there's probably a few haters that watch. I mean, why not? So yeah. I want to see at least 25 of the 30. I'll be nice. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching as always. Very, very important. I just dropped something. Our friend Temujin, The Wrongful Conviction of Temujin Kensu, my new book, available at barnesandnoble.com and also amazon.com as far as paperback and Kindle. This book is the most important thing I've ever done. Temujin has been wrongfully convicted and proven innocent. He has been in prison almost 40 years and counting. So this is our plea to get him out. Please read this book. It really is the most important thing I've ever done. And Temujin told me today that he finished it. The prison actually gave it to him. I'm surprised when I mailed it to him. And he absolutely loves it, which is so awesome because, yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking writing about someone's life. But yes, I mean, it's more important now than ever that you read this book and share the story. He is 62, spent his more than 2/3 of his life in prison, despite being proven innocent, as I said. And he has a brain tumor and other disabilities and has been denied treatment for over a year. So we are doing everything we can to get that man out before it's too late. So please get my book, share the story. So thank you so much for watching and much love.
Yes, and join us next time here on the Capitalist Death Parade. La 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 la.
'Cause I still haven't found anyone who gives a fuck what we say. That's my U2 impression. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Fucking bastards.